Hey, all Albertson people. So I wanted to put out a video just to let y'all know kind of what we're trying to do, what we're trying to have going on. I know this is new times for most of us. Everything has changed. We're not able to do all the things that we normally would like to do together. But I think this is something that we can still try to create some community even though we're not able to meet together. I think it's important that even though we may be in our individual homes, that we still have avenues like this to reach out to each other, to encourage one another, and try to stay in contact the best as possible. So I wanted to give you all a little rundown of all the different things we plan on trying to put out to stay in touch and to stay encouraging each other. The first thing that we plan on doing is having daily devotionals Monday through Friday. Clark and I are going to do those. Essentially, those are going to go out every 6 o'clock every morning, Monday through Friday. We're going to try to include announcements from the day before, so that way everybody has an idea of what's going on. We're going to have a devotional thought, try to keep those to around 5-6 minutes at the most, something like that. Just something to start off your day so that we're reminded of each other and the faith that we share through Christ. Those are going to be put on YouTube and Facebook. And like I say, Clark and I are going to be doing those. The other thing we're going to do is we are going to try to continue to do our Wednesday devotionals, just like we did with Brian Gates last night. We're going to continue the rotation that we have, so whoever that speaker was, I'm going to try to get together with them and have a video of their devotional. We'll post those 7 o'clock every Wednesday night, so you still have those as a way to stay in touch. We'll probably include announcements with those as well if we have to. And then the Sunday morning sermons, still plan on putting those out. It will be a video. We talked about a couple of different options. Singing was one of those that we just didn't really think we had a great option for. If you are not a song leader and you want resources for that you can listen to a video and have a cappella singing led, and you and your family can sing along with that, I'm sure there's plenty of things on YouTube and options that are out there. We'll try to send you some links and give you some of those options as well. But what we did want to do is, along with the sermon, we also wanted to put in a Lord's Supper thought. The Lord's Supper is a major part of what we do as a family. It's reflecting on not just the physical body of Christ, but also the body of Christ that is the church. And so we wanted to make sure that you had that opportunity to think together as a church family about the body in those ways. And so we're going to include a Lord's Supper thought with the sermon. And we plan to post those every Sunday morning at 8 o'clock. We also want to do a Sunday night devotional similar to the Wednesday night devotional, except for those, we're going to have our elders record those. They'll have a devotional thought of about 5, 10, 15 minutes, somewhere in that range, and we'll post those every Sunday evening so that people can have those as a way to continue to hear from your elders and continue to get that encouragement through devotional and a reminder of the family and the community and the faith that we all share. All those things are going to be posted on YouTube and Facebook. There may be some other things that we end up considering doing. We've had a couple of ideas, things like a podcast where Clark and I do. And one of the things that we feel like all this is going to be helpful to kind of stay in community, stay encouraging each other. But we feel like the one thing that we haven't really found a great solution for is that deep class Bible study that we normally get when we're together. We have a couple of options for that. We've considered doing a podcast where it'd be longer than the other stuff we're doing, but it would be available for you to listen to that may go deeper into some subjects. We've talked about maybe trying to utilize something like Zoom or Skype, where people can log in and then we talk about the Bible that way together over teleconference. Ideas like that we're not 100% sold on, but part of what we want to do is we want to get feedback from you and see what kind of things maybe you'd be interested in. If there's ideas of things that you think you'd like us to do in addition to the stuff that we've already kind of laid out. But that's something that we want to get your feedback. At any point with any of these videos, if you've got a prayer request or feedback to anything, just be sure to text us or email. Those are still going on. You can still reach us through those avenues. So feel free to let us know of any kind of needs you have. And along those lines, one of the things that as this is going on, we know there's going to be people who may need help with groceries and with other things like that. And specifically with some of the stuff we're talking about, there may be people who have a hard time accessing our YouTube or Facebook. There may be people that just have a hard time getting the resources that we're trying to put out to stay in touch. If you have any of those needs, do not hesitate to let us know, whether it be me or Clark or whoever it is. Some of us can come around and make sure that you have a way to watch these at your house and in the situation that you're in. The other thing is in relation to communion. If you're looking around the house and you don't have anything that you feel comfortable to use as communion, let us know. We'll bring you communion supplies if that's something that you need. We want to make sure that you have that opportunity because, like I said, I think the Lord's Supper is a central part of what we do as a church family, and we want to try to keep that together, knowing that, hey, we're going to be taking the Lord's Supper together when we watch these videos together. The last thing is, if there's any other kind of need that someone has, just do not hesitate to let us know. I think with this, a lot of what we're going to have to make sure to do is that intentional reaching out and checking up on other people. We want to make sure that that's something that we're actively doing because we don't want anyone to slip through the cracks. We don't want anyone to be suffering alone when we can reach out and help them in whatever it could be. I think that's really a great opportunity that we have through this as a way to show our love through all these different ways of reaching out and helping people with whatever their circumstance is through this. It's difficult for a lot of people, and so we want to make sure that we're actively doing that and looking out for each other. And I want to end just with a verse that I think is hopefully encouraging to you, but it's Matthew 16, starting in verse 13. Jesus came to the district of Caesarea Philippi, and he asked the disciples, "Who do people say that the Son of Man is?" And they said, "Well, some say John the Baptist, and others say Elijah, and others Jeremiah or one of the prophets." And he said to them, "But who do you say that I am?" And Simon Peter replied, "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." And Jesus answered him, "Blessed are you, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood has not revealed this to you, but my Father who is in heaven. And I tell you, you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it." Through this, I know it's going to feel like we don't have the same church and community that we've had before. But one thing I want to remind us is that no matter what difficulties this life or this world throws at us, Jesus has already promised that the gates of hell cannot overcome the church. Yes, it's a challenge. Yes, it's going to be different. It may not look like what we're used to church looking like, but I think that if we build our lives based on that confession of Jesus as the Son of God, the Messiah, the Lord of our lives, if we order our lives around that, we're going to see that the church can overcome whatever difficulties this world or Satan tries to throw at us. So hopefully these videos and these things will be encouraging. Hopefully we can still form a sense of community through all these things. If you have any suggestions, any prayer requests, any needs, please do not hesitate to let us know. And we will see you hopefully soon. And we look forward to the day when we can see each other again in person. Love every one of you. Take care.